Oh, shit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm back today for the first episode of Carnival of Blood. We're here with a full cast and crew, so let's get into it, my friends. And let's meet the cast and crew. Who are we? Who are we playing? Of course, we have our storyteller for tonight, Laugh Love Lindy. Lindy, how is it going?
Oh, it's going pretty spiffy. I am excited for tonight's session, our first session. Our session 0 gave me a lot of fun things to work with over the past week, and I am excited to incorporate it into the wonderful story that the viewer decision last week contributed greatly towards. So, just lots of excitement here.
Absolutely. We will find out the adventures of Chad here on Carnival of Blood. Good. I'm excited. Let's go around. We also have Christina with us tonight. Christina, how's it going?
I am well. How are you all doing today?
I think we're good. Judging, just looking at us right now, we all look pretty dead, but in a good way.
Well, we are, so. Yeah, but I play Anna, who's the Toreador.
Awesome. Fantastic. And of course, we have with us tonight Little Cup of Joe. Jess, how's it going?
Going well. This is going to be very, very interesting. And I play Jim Kelly, the BB teeth, thin blood, little tiny baby vampire.
So cute. So cute. Awesome. We have Tia Laurelani with us tonight. How is it going?
It is great. Please do not make me laugh too hard. Teeth might fall out. Ha! I'm really looking forward to playing Dari, my Ventru. I was going to say Sedite, but that's not true yet. And she is playing with her brother here and is totally normal. Yep. The most normal anyone could ever be.
Speaking of normal, we have Josh with us. Josh, how's it going?
Absolutely fantastic. I am playing I was going to say the other half, but that might get you off on the wrong foot. The older brother of Dari. I'm playing Father Seamus, who is a local holy man who is here to save people.
Sure. As for myself, I'll be playing Ichabod, who is just a simple barman who co-owns a nightclub with Dari, and happens to sleep close to both Father Seamus and Dari, often being found falling asleep either in their graves, which outside the church, or maybe in their room. It's all good, really, for Ichabod. Before we start today's game, before we begin the depravity that is the Carnival of Blood, a couple of things for you guys. First of all, we're sponsored today by White Wolf Publishing, so check out Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition if you haven't yet given it a chance. It's on Modifius website, and it's a whole lot of fun, so definitely check those guys out over there. And of course, our virtual tabletop of choice is fantasygrounds.com. You can check those guys out there with demo license for free. Then waylandgames.co.uk, so awesome board games, minis, and war games over on their website at up to 20% off the retail value, so go and check that out. And last but not least, tabletoploot.com, sell awesome dice, and at the end of tonight's game, and indeed every game this season on Encounter Roleplay, we'll be giving away a set of tabletop loot dice. Just be around at the end for a chance to win. And of course, if you haven't retweeted this tweet, do so. When we hit 20 retweets, Chad-based things happen. And of course, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. If you haven't watched the session 0 and you're watching this maybe on YouTube, definitely go back and check out the session 0, because it will inform some of the things that are going to be happening tonight. Thanks so much, Pope, to give Anais a magic item. That is awesome. I will give that to Lindy to do with what she pleases with that. But Lindy, I'm going to hand over to our storyteller for tonight to take us into Carnival of Blood.
All right, so the year is 1876. You all are in the wonderful, the beautiful, the bustling city of New Orleans, Louisiana. You guys, most of you, work at or co-own B&B, which stands for Bar and Brothel, as we so appropriately named last week. our good Father Seamus. He owns a church, the Ivory Chapel. Not too far away, just a few blocks, about a 10-minute walk from the B&B. And we're going to start off our wonderful session. It is February. You're only a few weeks away from Mardi Gras, which is the biggest time of the year for vampires because there's so much drinking and celebrating and feasting. You basically can get away with a lot more than you normally can. So everyone's prepping in excitement for that festivity. However, still a few weeks away. Today's just an ordinary day for you lot as we go in to the corner of, let's see, to the B&B, which is on the corner of Burgundy Street and St. Anne Street in New Orleans. It is evening, and everyone is just getting nice and awake, starting to set up for the night's business. Let's start with Ichabod. Ichabod, how do you set up for the night at work?
Ichabod goes to his... he probably starts in his room at Seamus Adari's house. And he goes down into his little room that he has there beneath the attic. And he goes and fetches his book of stories and his quill and ink pots, puts them into a bag, and heads over to the B&B so that he can begin his night's work. He probably is the first one there to unlock the place if it hasn't been opened. And he begins to almost ritualistically go and clean everything so that it's ready for when they arrive. He's big on cleanliness in the bar. And then he stands at his position with his book in front of him on the desk.
All right. So, that's how Ichabod gets ready. You got ready at Dari and Seamus's house. How do Darby and Seamus start their evening?
You want to go first?
Ladies first.
Dari's a little bit more typical when she's getting ready. She has to do all the things that a lady needs to do. She needs to go and make sure that her hair is looking just right, and then she's going to go around and make sure that all the girls are doing okay, but not before stopping and talking to her brother for a little bit.
Father Seamus has, some things that he needs to take care of in the morning. You see, I have to make sure that I have food for my guest who stays with us. So, probably get up just as the sun is beginning to set and make his way into town to collect some produce, as it were. And as he walks back, take time to linger and see who's out and about and who is to be expected at tonight's sermon. So it'll be nice to lean on some people, remind them that their attendance is expected, just to make sure that I don't have any one of my flock wandering astray. And when I come back, I will assist my sister with looking as beautiful as God intended, feed my friend, and then prepare for the evening sermon.
All right. Do you guys have anything in particular you'd like to talk about this evening, or should we get on with the rest of the night?
I think that I'd be needing a little bit more of your blood, brother. It's been so long, and I'm so thirsty. Do you think that tonight we could hop back into bed and play our little game?
He smiles and takes a moment to just stroke a delicate cheek and says, "Of course, child. You've gone for so long without feeding. It requires strength."
Don't be forgetting to take care of the girls now as well. They're going to be missing your touch. But make sure that you don't touch them the same way that you touch me. After all, we're family. I'm the closest that you should be to.
I'd never dream of it. So,
I love you, Seamus.
and I love you too, Dari. I'd make sure that she...
I don't smell Ichabod. And you know that's not a good thing. If he's left alone in the bar for too long, he might forget who he is and what he's doing again. Last time he thought he was a rat in a cage.
Speaking of rats in cages, is that friend up yet? And I'd like to go over and check on the priest.
All right. You go and check on the former father of this chapel, Father Elias. You have him pretty much right where you last saw him. He hasn't quite woken up yet. He's tied and gagged, so he can't make too much noise. In the little makeshift cage you've made for him.
I smile and look down and wonder how long he will persist. But after that, I'm going to indulge my sister in getting ready. Make sure I look prim and proper. And, then I guess we'll have to say our goodbyes for a little while.
I'd like to be standing kind of at the top of the stairs, just watching my brother. Not trying to hide that I'm there, but I want to catch the eyes of the human every now and then as he might desperately look for escape and just kind of... Well, you're not going anywhere today, love, but there is a party. You might want to try and clean yourself. We might let you out if you're well behaved.
Yeah. As you say that, the father kind of, he's waking up as he's used to his circadian rhythm being a little out of whack lately. And his eyes are just kind of big as he kind of looks between the two of you.
Well, don't worry, you know that I can't eat you. Only my brother. But after he filters your blood through him, I'll be getting my share too. And you taste so sweet. But not nearly as sweet as you, brother. Nothing tastes as good as you do.
See that you don't forget it, Dari. Now run along. I have to build up my strength.
Don't be having too much fun. You leave me alone with that precious mother of yours.
Dari.
Do you want me to check on her too? While I say hi to Chad? And then I head off.
Head off. Okay. All
I'm
right.
going to... Yeah, I spend the time until I'm ready, until people arrive. I'm going to spend time, building my strength by feeding on Father Elias.
Okay. All right. You just take a little snack. You're not too terribly hungry, but just enough to top you off, so you don't get tempted while doing your sermon. All right, we follow Dari over to the B&B, where she sees that Ichabod is going through his nightly routine of opening up the bar and cleaning everything. Chad is at the door. He's got his arms crossed, and he greets you as you come in. Hey there, Dari. How's it going tonight?
Chad? How well? I'm doing quite well. Thank you for noticing. I did my hair especially different today. Do you think that it suits the party?
I think it looks right nice.
Have you been keeping everything the way it's supposed to be doing?
Oh, of course, ma'am. You know I wouldn't neglect my duties like that.
I like it when you call me ma'am. It makes me feel so in charge. I say, trying to mimic his accent there for a second. Now, I'm going to go and check on Ichabod. You keep standing there and being tall, dark, and handsome like you do.
Okay.
All right.
All right. You follow Dari over to the B&B, where she sees that Ichabod is going through his nightly routine of opening up the bar and cleaning everything. Chad is at the door. He's got his arms crossed, and he greets you as you come in. Hey there, Dari. How's it going tonight?
Chad? How well? I'm doing quite well. Thank you for noticing. I did my hair especially different today. Do you think that it suits the party?
Whatever you say, ma'am. He's just gonna kind of lean up against the door in his normal bouncer position. He's got tattoos all up and down his arms. One of them is like his main piece, you could say, is kind of like all the rest are black ink. Another one is kind of like a reddish brown, and it's of like a bird flying over a sunrise. It's real classy.
Lots of people are going to be coming in from different points of town, you know. Don't be too rough to those rednecks. I know you're not particularly fond of them, but we're going to be serving all customers, and I won't have you turning away good money at the door.
Oh, won't cause trouble as long as they don't start any.
Well, all right then. And I go off to Ichabod.
All right. Ichabod, you've probably finished your cleaning by this point. Dari comes in, slightly fashionably late as usual.
I give her a curt little bow.
Kind of mock a curtsy to him. Are you having fun this evening? I didn't notice you in our bed this morning. I kind of roll my eyes a little bit when I say this morning.
I have been bent and broken, but I hope into a better shape.
Have you eaten?
Only a fool trips on what's behind him.
Well, I think that tonight is going to be a very special night. There's something in the air, I can smell it, can't you?
Laughter is timeless. Imagination has no age, and dreams are forever.
I think the dreams are forever, and I think that we can make all of our dreams come true. Singing the discordant song that now is within our hearts, yes? I'd
You're
love to
entirely
hear...
bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are.
I'm not saying that I got exactly the same kind of madness that you do. I just like to have a little fun. And fun with song and dance. Have you seen our lovely Lady Anise? I think that I might want to hear her tune once more.
Oh, she'll sting you one day. Oh, ever so gently. So you'll hardly ever feel it till you fall dead.
Ah, but she ain't felt nothing like my kiss before. My kiss will pull you in, keep you there. You won't not much more, anything more than another bite, and another until your beast goes wild.
The Lord hath created all animals, and hath chosen out the wolf to be his dog. Just round back.
She kind of sniffs her nose up at the mention of dogs.
While this is going on, how does Anais start her day? Or evening, as it were.
As it were. Begin the day doing my favorite thing, making myself beautiful. Go enjoy the beauty of the day. The beauty that will enter the brothel tonight. I'm slightly thirsty. I'm just ready. Engage with all the beautiful things, and I may work this evening.
You're a little quiet, by the way.
Yeah, you're a little quiet.
Oh, my apologies. I begin my day making myself beautiful. As I enjoy the beauty of all things, mostly myself. I look forward to dining this evening as I am thirsty. And I plan to work upstairs this evening. And I may take a lover.
All right. So you appear at the brothel, the B&B, the bar and brothel. And you see Dari and Ichabod speaking. How does the good Jim Kelly start his evening?
I expect he started his evening before the sun actually went down.
Probably.
He gets up quite early, as things go. Doing a little bit of running around town, getting some things to supply the bar, which he has dropped off and put in its place probably well before Ichabod arrived. So now he is taking a bit of a break, just kind of settling in, pacing around the bar, checking things over.
Okay.
And just kind of generally making sure things are as they need to be.
All right. So you've probably been tending to stuff in the back of the bar, and now you kind of come out to the front, and everyone but the good father is here. Customers are starting to file in, mostly sailors from the docks. It's hard life on the Mississippi. Some of them have come in from the ocean, as it is quite the port to the Caribbean. And they all want two things: liquor and women. They can get both of them here. It's very convenient. But most often they start in the bar and then work their way over to the other side. So you see some sailors kind of come in, along with one local drunk. He's here almost every single night. They call him Jimbo. And he's kind of an older man, bit of a pot belly, and he orders as usual. Cheapest, strongest thing the house has to offer. And takes it into a corner. He seems a little, like he's got like a little bit of a cough today, but that's not unusual as he is quite the smoker as well.
Jimbo, darling, I hope that you're making yourself comfortable.
Oh, always. I'm always making myself comfortable here. My favorite bar. You got cheap liquor.
Well, I mean, it's the only thing in here that's cheap. You know that the women are of the highest quality. Maybe you might try and have a bite.
I might. I don't know. I usually stick to the liquor. I mean, I ain't as young as I used to be, and all your young ladies are wild last time I had them.
Oh, sweetie, age ain't nothing but a number, darling. We don't worry about that here. You know that.
Oh, well, maybe I'll indulge myself this evening then, and Miss Dari. First, I'm gonna have me half a head of something.
I'll be sure to join you very soon, love.
See you later, miss.
I
Immediately
lean over to Jim, who's, as I watch this conversation with Jim, watching Dari and Jimbo, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, one day, grandmother presented a little girl with a red velvet riding hood, and it fitted her very well. She would never wear anything else. So she was called Little Red Riding Hood.
Right. Of course. Exactly as you say, sir. Should we pour him a little more?
Oh, you know Ichabod. He's just getting into his poetry. He's trying to become quite the artist.
Finest poet I've heard in this whole place, so there's that.
I look at Dari and I say, oh, Alice.
I kind of wait for a moment and briefly flash my fangs at him, like, try me.
I'm gonna go fill the next rounds.
Make sure that you be
Jim
cleaning
just
up
kind
the
of
blood from
backs.
yesterday's blood sport as well.
Of course. Gotta get that ready, right? When are the
Smell
fights
tends
starting?
to drive me a little bit crazy. I think that because it's a special day that we might start them a bit early. I think that anyone who's going to be policing around the area is going to have their hands full. It's probably going to start getting very exciting very quickly tonight.
Like the sound of that. All right, I'll make sure it's good and tidy so we can spill some fresh. Excuse me. He steps off and
I
goes
lick
to,
the air
collect the bucket
after
and,
him as he leaves.
Mm-hmm. So, Jim goes out back to where the, basically Fight Club is, where you all do some fisticuffs, some good old-fashioned American boxing. And, there's some blood on the ground. It's not too hard to... You get, like, the rake, and you kind of rake it over into the dirt a bit. Lay a little fresh sawdust down on top of it. Prep it for the evening, and it doesn't take you very long, but it's kind of a bit of meditative work. It's not too bad. You think there's gonna be a good bit more in the upcoming weeks, though, leading up to Mardi Gras, because people are gonna be drinking more, people are gonna be fighting more. It's just how it goes. And as you're doing that, you see an interesting-looking gentleman approaches you in the back alleyway. He looks pretty gaunt. And Arabic, maybe? He's got some interesting clothing. It's not at all your typical Western dress. And he comes over and he says, "Excuse me, young man. I was wondering if you could point me towards the best bar in town."
You're standing right in front of it, sir. B&B
Oh.
right here. Bar
Am I
and
really?
brothel. That's your fancy.
Interesting. And you work at this establishment?
Yes, I do. Just out in the bar. And, other recreational, things we've got going.
Thank you. I'll keep that in
course.
mind. Also, do you know where the nearest tailor is? I'm looking for some new dress.
You certainly seem to have quite a unique array on yourself right now.
Just got off the
Looking for
boat.
something. Looking for something a little more local?
A bit, yes.
Well, is there a tailor that I would know of here?
You would know that a lot of places close at evening, but there's like some places kind of stay open a little bit into the evening hours, especially over on near Bourbon Street and Canal Street. You'd know that next to the antique store, time and again, that there might be a couple places open.
Okay.
You can easily give him
You're looking for,
directions.
let's see. If you're looking for night work, he kind of directs him down to those streets.
Thank you.
Why don't you stop in and have a drink first?
I prefer to hit the shops before they close. I'm sure I'll be back, though. Thank you.
Of course.
What was your
Jim.
name? Jim. And he kind of gives you like a nod of his head, and then he spins around, and it's like you blink and he's not there.
Also, Lindy, we've got in a donation from Mr. Pope Deadpool. I shot you that message on Twitter, but
yes.
it's not a great thing. Thank you, Pope, so much. And also, Father Seamus has a wild magic surge, and that is from
Yes,
Nogobert.
I have the wild magic surge down. We're about to get to that.
Awesome.
And also, magic item for Anais is coming up soon. too.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm trying to keep track. But I appreciate the help. All right. So after that interesting conversation Jim has, we're gonna pop back over to the Ivory Chapel where good Father Seamus has had a snack and he's preparing for the night's sermon. How does he go about preparing for his sermon?
He's standing in his room. He's attending to his attire, making sure he looks perfect. He goes and arranges sort of the pews and makes sure the place is tidy. He'll dismiss his dear Rosalind and make sure that she is... I suppose he spends some time, he turns to her as she's in the process of tidying and sweeping and getting maybe down on hands and knees and just catching the tiniest droplets of blood that are spilt by the front pews. And he will go over and say, "How are you this fine evening, Rosalind?"
Oh, I'm doing pretty all right, Father Seamus. I'm real excited for tonight's sermon.
Of course. I think we're all excited to see who will be attending. I think we'll be pleasantly surprised. I've been hoping to see a little fresh blood come through our doors.
Yeah, I'm sure all the regulars will be here too. I spoke to them throughout the week.
Oh, of course. It'll be good for them to welcome many new people in the community.
Is there anything else I can do to help you prepare for the sermon tonight, Father?
If you could fetch the bowl for me, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, of course. And she'll scurry off to a cabinet on the side of the church. I'm assuming it's locked, but she has she knows where the key, like the key's just on top, and she can open it up, retrieve it.
And when she brings it back, I will dismiss her and make my way into the back room. And taking my knife, I'm going to cut open my palm as I read from one of my favorite passages. And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous out into eternal life. And I will let my blood run into this bowl from which there is heavy red stains, and reach behind it, and a bottle picked up from the local B&B of red wine. I pour that in, mixing them together for the communion tonight.
And as you prepare this communion, I need you to roll me a D10,000. Something perhaps oddly spiritual happens.
Give me 1 second.
No problemo.
I'm gonna have to roll it here because I'm just still waiting for it to load up. Ah, there's an update, that's why. Let me just roll it in here.
Well, it's up here.
Oh, fantastic. That is a 8991. Oh, I love the higher ones.
8991. Anyone now standing on bare earth nearby regains 1d10 hit points.
All right. So
rejuvenative ground that we're upon.
Rejuvenative communion.
Holy ground. Might I remind you?
Very true. So you come back upstairs with your prepared communion, and as the people enter, a lot of your flock is somewhat of the less fortunate of New Orleans. There's a lot of poor folk here, so a lot of them don't have shoes. And one of them, who is very sick the last time you saw them, comes back in. I've been cured, Father. As soon as I tread past the church grounds, I felt so much better. Oh, and he's just sputtering and it's a miracle, Father. Oh man, the Lord has blessed me this evening.
I will bring him forth to me, place a hand on the back of his head, bring his forehead to mine. Did you ever doubt me, brother?
No, I never did, but I never thought I'd see anything this miraculous. It's a miracle.
A miracle indeed. Then might I suggest that to celebrate this, we drink together as one in honor of our dear brother's speedy recovery.
All right, so your flock comes forth, partake of communion, bonding them to you with this blood-stained wine, and making them even more fanatical than they already were.
Giving them an existential experience.
Yes. Let's see how inspiring your sermon is, though. Can I have you roll me let's go with either a charisma leadership or a manipulation leadership. I'll let you pick.
Let me just check. You say charisma leadership?
Yeah, charisma leadership or manipulation leadership. Whatever, because you're totally manipulating these people.
I might have to load back in 1 sec. Can someone roll 8d10 for me? I am brokenly good at those two things.
Alright. Let's see. You have
that's
2 successes. Not bad.
2.
You want to take this chance to run people through what the dice system looks like, or the success?
Yeah, we could do that. So, the dice system for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition is all d10s. So, you have your skills and your attributes, and you roll a skill with an attribute. So, his skill was leadership, and his attribute was manipulation or charisma. And so, you pool however many points you have in those together. He's very good at both of those, so his total is 8d10. Probably at 4 each, I would guess. And anything 6 or higher on the die is considered a success. And I set a DC to say how many successes you need to successfully achieve whatever it is you're trying to do. This is a success, since most of these people have been your fanatics for a little while. You had a couple new people tonight, though, and they seem to be persuaded. The miracle definitely helped out a good bit, as people could see the instant transformation take place. And lowered your DC just a little bit. So, 2 successes is a win.
So, giving sort of the celebration of this man and helplessly bonding my flock to me even more so, Seamus begins speaking rather passionately about the importance of faith, the importance that we spread our message to those who drift into our town, into our homes, into our lives. For it was divine providence that swept me far from my home to this place to bring me before you as your father. And I know that those of you who have seen great loss, great heartache, well, you will bring more honorable disciples through our church doors. And together, as a community, as one people, we're going to fix this town.
You get a bunch of amens and hallelujahs. Your sermon is well received. We cut back over to the B&B. What is Anais up to? You said she was going to be working upstairs this evening.
Yes, in the brothel.
All right. So,
Do you?
Yes. So the brothel, you're upstairs. There's a few other ladies who work there. A couple of them are also vampires, you know. One of them does not seem to be present this evening. She must have other business to attend to. However, Jezebel is indeed there. And the first clients start to slowly trickle in. There's a couple of sailors have just kind of pounded their drinks at the bar and then walked over to the other half of the establishment. So let's say one of them is like on a scale of 1 to 10. One of them's about a 7. The other one's like a 4.
I need a 10.
Need
or
a
at
10.
least a
All right.
8.5.
Okay, so you're kind of just like, I'll pass on these. Jezebel will take the guy who's about a 7 and leave the number 4 to one of the human or ghoul participants of the brothel. And you continue your wait. A few hours later, or about an hour later, like an hour and a half, another round. People kind of come up having had their fill at the bar as well. Do you think there's one that would suit your fancy out of these? He's a bit of a younger gentleman. He looks like he's pretty new to sailing, but he's got some natural youthful good looks about him. He's got like short cropped red hair, a slight smattering of freckles, but a very well cut physique and jawline. You'd say he's probably like a 9, 8.5, 9.
Hello, sailor.
Hello there, miss. This is a nice place you've got here. It's very new to brothels.
Thank you very much. My name is Nanae.
My name is Charles.
Lovely name, Charles.
Thanks. Yours too, miss. It's really warm up in this New Orleans. Yes, it's.
Have you ever lain with a woman?
No.
You like to?
Yes. And you take the young boy Charles to play with for the evening. He's very unsure of himself, but a bit of the alcohol starts to kind of kick in after a little bit. And let's see, are you just gonna have fun with this one, or are you going to have a snack?
I'm gonna have both.
You're gonna have both. All right. So you have both. Are you going to use any of your Toreador attributes on this fellow so that he does not quite realize who he is in bed with? So it would seem.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
My natural abilities to teach him about women.
I will need you to give me a roused check to see if you can get that blush of life going on without getting any hungrier.
Ooh. 5. Yes. How many? D10 1?
D10 for roused check. It should be... Oh gosh, I just completely spaced on a roused check. Derp. Alright, roused check. Page 211. Cool. PDFs, you can hit Control F and find things quickly. Alright. Single dice, yes. So, single D10.
9.
That is a success. You do not gain any levels of hunger from giving yourself the blush of life, which lets you do things like a normal human would be able to do. Perform basic functions such as keeping food down for a time or sex. So you were able to get your blush of life on without gaining any points of hunger.
Lovely. Tell me more, Mara. Tell me about it.
I'm just, I'm really new to sailing. I've got into a bit of trouble back home and, well, decided to hop on a ship to the New World, America, start anew, and, well, they just happened to be landing here tonight, and some of my mates on the ship, they said, oh, you have to go to the B&B's, the best spot in New Orleans, and had to have people here. now.
Do you have
Any family? Oh, do you have a sister back home? She's doing well. She's a seamstress.
I've decided I won't have this one for a snack.
Okay. You will not have a snack on this one. Pardon?
Someone would miss him.
Someone would miss him.
I get worried. And
All right.
so I lean in to kiss him, and then I get up and walk away.
Okay, and he's like, all right, yep, okay, cool. Yep. One of the other girls comes in and picks up where you left off. And
Don't like leftovers anyway.
yeah. And she takes him off. Shows him a good time. Now downstairs in the B&B. It's been a couple hours. It's almost time for the fight club to begin that you all normally have going on the weekends at this hour. You see this guy come in. Gets by Chad, no problems. Chad doesn't seem to have issues with him. And he walks up straight to the bar and looks at Ichabod. Says, I hear y'all do fights here. Out back.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And I nod for him to follow me.
Okay. He says, all right. What? Y'all do betting in these fights?
Am I
Mockingbird.
close enough to respond to this?
Yeah.
I'd be leading him towards you, I think. Alice.
Well, hello there, darling. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a place to seek shelter. I heard y'all do some boxing, and I figured, well, if y'all do betting, I could make some money that way and get a room here for the night, maybe.
Well, usually we ask that you purchase something first, but because it's a little bit of a party night, I don't think we'll have too much trouble with letting you rough and tumble. You might have to go with the best of us, though. Are you saying that you don't have money to stay if you lose, love?
Not much on me. Not enough, I don't think. Gonna need a place for a couple nights, but I'm real good at boxing. You notice his knuckles are all, like, calloused and well-worn. This guy is definitely a brawler.
I'll kind of take his hands in mine. What do you think, Ichabod? Should we give him a chance?
And if that mockingbird don't sing, Papa's gonna buy you a diamond ring.
It looks like he wants you to sing and to dance. All right, we'll be happy to have you. Looks like we're about to be getting started now. I just need to go and find my boy Jimbo. Where are you, lad? You got the fighter?
He comes in from the back. Yes, ma'am. We
This
got
one
someone
says
to
that he wants to go
start
down
it
the
out.
road.
Ah. We gonna give him a test run first? He's kind of
I think he's
eagerly massaging his knuckles and kind of fidgeting a bit.
I kind of walk around behind the guest and put my hands on his shoulders and start massaging. Now, don't let the size of Jimbo scare you. And I push him towards him.
You notice as you touch his skin, it's almost hot to the touch. It's warmer than the normal human.
Were you having a bit of a run before you came here? She says, kind of now vulture circling him.
A bit.
I like counter circle, so that we're like
Okay.
sharp.
Like the vultures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bit of a run. Running away from an old friend, actually. That's why I need a place to stay the night. Jay,
don't
do you wanna
worry,
run
all
from
of
someone?
my intel is very discreet. I'd like to make a manipulation and presence roll to awe him. Versus, so anyone in the presence of the vampire finds their attraction inexplicably drawn to them. Those listening to the vampire suddenly might agree on subjects where they once held different viewpoints. While this power doesn't cause rapt infatuation, is still strong enough to sway the minds of most mortals. Giving me manipulation and presence. Oof. Where is
Do you
my
have to make a
presence listed
rouse
under?
check for this?
I do not. It does not cost me any blood
Excellent.
points. Okay, so far 3d10, and I need to find out where my presence is listed on my sheet. Sorry, it's been a while. Persuasion, politics.
There's a lot on the sheets.
I know.
Presence.
Also, Pope gave Jim a couple of extra nat ones. Thank you, Pope.
Occult,
Someone
politics,
thinks-
persuasion.
Someone thinks Little Cup of Joe needs help rolling that once. You're new here, aren't you?
No help
Welcome to
rolling
your
that
first
ones.
time I encounter roleplay.
I get the 3 points in the actual power itself.
I
Got
know
it.
she does.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a 10, a 7. So he would have to get more successes. My 10 counts as 2 successes if they still use that in this system. I'm not sure. Versus his
And you
composure
get
and
2
intelligence.
10s for a crit. So. in the
Okay.
system. So you have
Nice. Awesome.
four successes. All right, and what does he have to roll against it?
He gets to roll a composure plus intelligence.
Okay. All right. Let's have him do that then. Da-da-da-da-da.
Damn.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah, he only rolled 3. So he's gonna kind of like his posture adjusts towards you, and he's a little bit more respectful. His eyes kind of follow you instead of you and Ichabod.
What a strapping young lad you are. Tell me, what was it that you were running from?
An old friend. She wasn't very happy with me. Need some place to lay low for a couple days.
Jack and Jill went up the hill.
You're not going to be causing any trouble in my establishment now, are you? Other than the trouble that we're on our way to?
No. I just need some place. Just a quiet room. Don't even need your girls.
I think that you'll be meeting me by the end of the night, love.
He kind of like eyes you up and down. Might.
I'll wrap my arm and kind of press my body up against him and lead him over to where Jim is.
Very warm.
I'll try not.
What is it
to
that
punch
makes
him up
your
too
blood
bad.
run so hot?
I was just run warm. It's all weather down here. It's real hot tonight.
I push him again towards Jim. I'm done with him.
Okay.
It wasn't even fun.
Come on. See what you're worth in
Right.
the ring.
Puts his fists up. And
Jim will
what's
kind
your
of get himself
dexterity?
settled and my dexterity is 4.
All right, we'll let you go first then. Give me a like how are you going about this? Are you trying to be like quick and make a bunch of jabs, or are you trying to just deck them?
Yeah. Jim is more about speed and agility than he is about knockout strength. So he's gonna kind of do a lot of feinting and
Give
get in
me-
there, do a few quick
Yeah.
jabs, and back out.
Give me a dexterity brawl then.
Okay, how do I do that?
All right. So how many? You basically however many points you have in dexterity and how many points in brawl is how many
Okay.
d10s you get to roll.
Gotcha.
Dice pools.
It's actually a really simple system once you get used to it.
Like, how do... Okay, so 7.
It's just that slight adjustment, but then it's...
Oh, it's so smooth sailing once you get used to it, just picking up and dropping amounts of dice.
4 successes. So the way combat works is both people roll, and then whoever has the more successes, the excess of successes they have is what the other person takes in damage. Now this will just be superficial damage because it's not like, sure, I'm stabbing you with a blade that's like burning and you're standing in the sunlight.
Beating each other up a little bit.
You're just beating each other up. So he is going to roll his fight and roll. So we're gonna see who has the better d10s. All right, oh, they don't have the number. Okay. Oops, if I can type correctly, that might help.
Typing is hard.
Typing is hard. All right, 1, 2, 3. 3. He takes 1 point of aggravated of damage. Superficial. All right. So you land like a couple quick jabs on him. He seems to be not too bothered by this, though. Round 2. Roll him again. Let's see who gets the next punch in. You get a good little jab to his ribs, sneaking in, give him a little uppercut.
Yep. He's just kind of the whole time dancing in and out to get at him. And
I'd also warn you,
Lindy,
that we do have a viewer decision at this point.
Ooh, do we have
fuck.
a viewer decision?
I mean, yay! Shit. I mean, yay! Leave chat alone.
Exciting.
So, 1, 2, 3. So it's a tie. So neither you take damage. It's like you both kind of like block each other at the same time, and like you gotta like this guy's pretty strong. He's actually surprisingly strong. Pretty good fight.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go for like this 2 out of 3 to do this damage.
Okay.
This fight.
Sure.
So just roll again. And once by the time this fight's done, I'll have a something for a viewer decision.
Cool.
Ew.
All right. How many successes you got there?
You.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4. It's tie again. You guys keep tying.
We're just dancing around each other at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
I'm absolutely enthused by this because I don't see many people beat Little Jimbo. He's giving you a little bit of a rough time. Do you think that you can take him, Jim? You gotta earn your keep too, boy.
Hey, don't joke about that. Wait till after
Jack
that.
fell down and broke his crown.
You say, hey, don't, and at the same time, round 3, you're gonna use a nat 1, and you're totally blindsided to this as you cracks you into the jaw. Oh, that's actually a
You
crit.
distracted me.
He got a crit success. So 4, 5. So that's 5 successes. So that's 5 points of superficial damage.
Okay. Yeah, he's like looking a little dazed and kind of spits out some saliva blood-ish.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice. Dirty trick, but nice.
When he looked away.
Yeah. Might as well let him fight. He could probably earn some coin.
I think that he's quite useful around here. Are you feeling up for another fight? Do you think that you could take on another?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
I've at least got you down for 1 bed for the night for what you've earned here, but if you get the crowd going a little bit more, and you can take down my very best, I'll let you stay for an entire week.
Deal's on. And he just kind of cracks his knuckles, pops his neck.
Ichabod, might you go be doing me a favor and go and fetch Chad?
Anything, Alice. And I'm gonna go find Chad.
If no one invites me to this fight club, I'm gonna be angry.
I'm pretty sure you'd probably be able to hear it by now. There's a bit of a crowd, I'd hope.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah, like the crowd's starting to form with this first warm-up fight, because y'all are starting a little bit earlier than usual.
Yeah.
And so your sermon's wrapping up. And Father Seamus would probably be making his way over at this time as well. And you get Chad.
Don't.
Yeah, I go and get Chad.
Chad's like,
Chad.
right, I guess I'll fight. I'm supposed to be watching the door, but...
Well, don't
Right,
you
make
worry
sure
about
cover
a thing.
for you, don't worry.
Go and watch the door.
Alright, Jim. Watch the door. I guess I'll go punch somebody in the face. Yeah.
I go up
to him
and I take a look at him before I let him go.
He's got a good mark there. It's gonna bruise.
I kind of whisper, did you let him win the first one?
He just kind of shrugs. He's not bad. See how he does.
Alright. Well, he's still not as good as you, I say, hoping that Jim's ego isn't burnt. And I feel kind of bad for distracting him and getting the sucker punch in there.
He smiles winningly like it's nothing, and he goes to stand in for Chad for a little while.
Alright, you stand in for Chad. Like, there's like a couple people who like walk up because the Chad's not there, and they're like, yeah, okay. And they're like, they have jewelry on. Like, they didn't want to take it off. They tried to get past Chad earlier.
I follow like half an inch behind Jim, like following his steps as he goes to his doorstop, where he stands there, and then I go back to watch the fight.
That's so weird.
But I like walk like Jim for a little while, like in his stuff.
It's fine.
Love it.
Why does Jim walk like that, Will?
I think he's got more of a swagger to him than
swagger.
Yeah.
He had a walk and a talk that just wasn't natural.
Alright. And Anais, the room you're in is kind of like overlooking the fight club, so you can totally watch if you want. Yeah, you see this guy out there. He's pretty good looking. He's pretty good looking. He gave Jim a good solid punch. And now Chad's coming out to try to give him a run for his money. So Chad comes out. He sees this dude. He kind of like narrows his eyes a little. Puts his hand in the pockets. So, this is the guy I'm supposed to be fighting here?
Oh yes. Don't let him fool you though. He's got quite the punch to him, just ask poor Jimbo. Now, if he wins this fight, he's going to be staying here the whole week for free, and the crowd's already getting pretty rowdy, so I want you to put on a little bit of a show first. Let him hit you once or twice before you put him down.
All right.
Don't kill him.
Don't
He looks
kill
up.
him.
Alright, won't kill him. Nah,
Do you want to kiss for luck?
Oh, you know I'll never
I
turn
give
one
him
of those
one
down.
anyways. I grab him and I almost embrace him as I pull him down. I'm kissing him deeply and resisting the urge to drink out
At
of
this
him.
point,
And then I do
Seamus
one of those
walks up.
That is
spins.
exactly. I was gonna say. This is the point where Seamus walks in, and immediately. You said people would try to sneak in
Yeah.
earlier on.
Uh-huh.
So I see this display.
Your jewelry off, trying to sneak in when Chad's not the door. Jim's holding it.
As I see that, I have this urge. I look at Chad. I look at the way my sister is enthralled by him, and I'm going to turn my attentions to someone trying to just get into this bar and have a good night, and I would like to take out a little bit of frustration on them.
Okay. Yeah, there's this one guy who's just like, nah, man, I don't want to take off my bling. Like, he doesn't say bling because it's 1876, but my ring. He's got like a big fancy ring.
I'm gonna turn around, put a heavy hand on him. Seamus is a larger fellow. He's big, and I put a heavy hand on his shoulder. I look him square in the eye, and I'd like to use one of my abilities, which is just gonna bring it up. So one of my powers is just called Daunt. It's presence ability.
Okay.
And it essentially just causes fear in... let me just check the...
Alright. Yeah, do you need a rouse check for that?
Just see.
So I figure Pope gives 2 crit successes to our storyteller.
Its cost is free. Oh, thank you. Hope you put to good use. Alright, yeah, so you get to add. Cool.
And doing that, I look him square in the eye and I say, if you want to keep that ring on, you walk away. If you keep pushing the matter, there are 2 ways that ring comes off. One is because you've decided to comply with the rules of this establishment, or 2, well, we don't bury the dead in my graveyard, Jules.
Yep, alright, yep, oh, I'm just gonna go to another bar. Okay, he's very intimidated. He just, like, nopes out and pieces out.
May the Lord watch over you, child.
Also with you. And he just kind of fast power walking down the street and just ducks into the next nearest open bar, and it's like, ugh.
And
Now, Chad. Yeah. Now, Chad and this boxer dude, whose name you have not gotten yet, sits there, and they're kind of facing off. Chad just, like, keeps squinting at him, like, looking at him like something ain't right, but he squares up. And they start going at it. They're pretty evenly matched. Chad and this other guy. They put on quite the show. The crowd's worked up. Money's going around. People are betting. And... oh my goodness. Cheers.
Thank you, Wild.
Like,
while this is happening, have I spotted Anais up at the in the window?
Yeah, she's out the window.
Yeah,
Can
then
I
I would look.
Please stop playing with my food.
Goldilocks, Goldilocks, wilt thou be mine?
Never.
Ah.
Wishful thinking on your part, Ichabod. Wishful thinking.
I turn to... oh yeah, I'm just gonna turn to Dari and say, Goldilocks, and point up to Anais.
All right.
I'm trying to decipher his mad ramblings. She's far too delicate a flower for you. Don't you be touching her. We'll get you something tasty later. What is it that you're into, anyways?
My love for her is so great that if all the leaves on all the trees were tongues, they could not declare it.
I'd cut out all the time.
I think he's asking that you sing him a song.
Oh, I could. Maybe something.
How is my... How are you doing this evening? I haven't seen much of you. I say as kind of Chad and this newcomer going around the ring throwing punches in between the cheers. Yeah. I haven't been seeing much of you. A lot less than I'd like to.
Me?
Yes, you, my love, my precious Anais.
I tried to take a lover. It would not work. He was beautiful. So beautiful. He'd be missed. He was...
It's unfortunate that you have such a specific taste in the mortals. I say, waiting for the appropriate ups and downs of the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of come a little bit closer to her, kind of slinking. I'm not really sure how she feels about being touched, and I've always admired her songs for a long time, and I've always tried to be obnoxiously close to her as is. I know that you're not really necessarily all about specific mortals, but if you ever find yourself wanting a taste of something different, and I kind of push my cleavage together, and not quite spending a blood point to make it flush, but trying to draw some of the attention there. I wouldn't mind being a little snack for you. We wouldn't have to tell no one.
I reach out. My fingers through her hair. My fingers across. I pull my pointer finger underneath her chin. I lean in. Whisper maybe later.
Oh, but aren't you a tease, love? And I kiss the air at her. And then I look back over to Chad. Who do you think's gonna win?
I don't know.
My viewer decision. My question for the viewers is, what is the devil's ulterior motive? Why is he on the run?
Oh, that's not
Why is
fucking
the
creepy at
devil
all.
on the run? Oh, good.
He's on the run from witch hunters, but why? Alright. So, Chad and this nameless boxer fighting. There's swapping blows pretty back and forth. It's pretty even. They're both getting a little beat up. It's like the crowd has never seen a fight go on this long, especially against Chad. However, let's see. Gonna use, let's see. I'll save that for now. I'm gonna make one roll here to determine who beats it. This is, let's see, oops. So that's for Mr. Boxer Man, 2 successes. And this is for Chad. Oh, 3 successes. Chad wins, but barely. He's pretty beat up. But they put on a fantastic show. Really got a good amount of winnings. Because the money, the bets that you guys placed. It's like a whole bar's night's worth of profits in the winnings you guys got from this one fight.
I will go out to the ring and grab Chad's arm and put it up victoriously.
Yeah.
There was never any doubt, my love.
Glad you thought so. Yeah, alright. Yeah.
Now why don't you go and clean yourself up and get back to work?
Of course, yes ma'am. You kinda...
Seamus is
Like-
getting a little hands with the customers.
He'll go inside to clean up because he's got like a busted lip, like all like a black eye, like it's pretty bad. The other guy,
Oh, I make sure
looks
that
like
I
he took a
keep some
beating
of this
too.
human blood and like lick my finger when I think no one's looking.
Taxes. Sorry. Just
Yes,
crashed me up.
taxes, atonement, werewolf, and he got
It's always
caught.
Texas.
He got caught.
When Chad hops heads back in, Jim is gonna duck into back behind the bar and get him a bucket and a rag to clean up with. As
Different
well
with
as
Chad.
some first aid materials.
Yeah. Chad kind of looks at you and he's like, something ain't right with that one.
Yeah, you look like you took a beating there. You guys were going on for a while though. So not bad.
Yeah. Not entirely positive he's human.
What makes you say that?
Normal man can't take punches like that. Maybe he's a ghoul. Maybe something else. He ain't human.
We'll keep an eye on him. Right?
You and me both. He
Oh, me.
gets cleaned up,
Always watching.
and he goes back. He goes back to being a bouncer at the door. Got caught for evading taxes by werewolves and thus has to atone for it.
Oh, wow. All of them. Yes.
Yes.
All of them.
Everything.
It all makes sense now.
All makes so much
It's all
sense.
connected.
All right. So, love how taxes is winning.
They always do. They always
Is
do.
there anything scarier than taxes, really?
The tax man.
A real horror,
Nothing.
man.
Nothing is
They're
really
real
life except
fire.
hitting.
All right. So Chad goes back to his place by the door, and the nameless box. Did taxes win?
Taxes
really
won.
win? Lovely. I can work with that for sure. So, and then the
Devil's
boxer
in
kind
the
of walks
detail.
up to Ichabod and Dari, and he's like, "So, I can have a room for the night then? Put on a good show like you wanted."
You know, you put up quite a good fight, lad. You sure that you only want to stay in town for a little while? We could use someone like you around here.
I can consider it. I like it here enough, but I just got a whooping, need a bit of a rest.
Well, that's all right. It's time for you to come and get your reward now, anyways. And I grab him by the hand and I start taking him upstairs.
Okay.
Can I intervene in this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I was going to walk to Seamus.
Seamus will find his way over to step in front of the man as he maybe gets to like the bottom of the steps.
I hover over Seamus's shoulder.
I'm afraid I must have arrived slightly late. I missed your introduction.
Jack.
Come now, Seamus, brother. It's not like he's gone and caused a bit of trouble. He's made us quite a bit of money. I'm just giving him a little bit of a nip and a tuck before bed. You were a little bit busy with your sermon.
That I was, and I was lucky enough that I managed to steal away and catch the end of the fight. Well, if you were a champion here, I'm sure if we were a larger establishment, we'd have a cup to engrave your name on. But I didn't catch what that was.
Tony.
Tony. My name is Seamus.
The big bad wolf.
Pleasure to meet you.
Don't you be minding my brother. He's just making sure that you're safe for the establishment.
Of course. It'd be interesting to step into the ring with you sometime.
Sure would be. Looks like you could take
Well,
a hit.
Right now, I think Seamus needs to be stepping into my ring.
Or perhaps...
He's,
Go and
he's a
sit at
little
that
weirded
door
out
on
by
the
this.
right. I kind of stand at the top of the stairs and I'm kind of dead-eyeing my brother. So you sending a bit of your blood into the communion again? Do you want to be sharing with everybody, but I can't be sharing, is that now? Do you want me all for yourself? Then perhaps you be coming and giving me the attention that I deserve before I go and find it from a real man.
Interesting choice of words, real man. Considering the beating he just took.
He did quite well. He even put little Jimbo on his ass.
Determination and courage are poor substitutes for faith. I thought you'd have learned that by now.
Then why don't you let me get on my knees and do some praying, and I'll send another one of the girls to his room. Come, dear brother, show me that you still love me. Fine. I've got better options anyways. And I head upstairs.
Don't. I'm gonna
hair
follow her begrudgingly upstairs.
If he decides to follow me.
Woe is anyone who gets in my way as I walk up the stairs.
I'll send another one of the girls to his room, and I'll take my brother into the other. And I definitely want to use Lingering Kiss on my brother.
I am left then with Tony.
I'm down there as well with Tony and.
You're
You're
muted.
muted. Indeed, you're muted.
Yeah, Tony and Jim. They're just kind of like, Tony got out of the way. He's like, real weird.
Yeah, I look back up there and I'm back to him and say, Miss Polly had a dolly who was sick. So she phoned for the doctor to be quick.
He looks at Jim like, are you the only normal person here?
Can I get you a drink?
Yeah, I'd love it.
What's your poison? What do you like?
Anything. It's not water.
All right. Sure. We've got decent enough beer here. It's not piss anyway. He dashes over to the bar, pours one, and comes back and is just like, here, you look like you need this.
Just gonna take this upstairs to an empty room and stay there. Get some rest.
Yeah, Tony, you said your name was, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you need anything, just holler. Jim.
All right. And he kind of goes up the stairs, kind of like glancing back at Ichabod as he does, like,
He's like gonna watch and keep an eye on what room, if he can see what room he heads into from the stairs at all.
Yeah, he goes into an empty room.
Where he's off
like
to.
the second door on the left.
He looked at the dolly and shook his head and said, Miss Polly put her straight to bed.
Yep, you scared the shit out of him, Ichabod.
I head upstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna find an ace.
Okay. Easy to do so.
Yeah, he's gonna say, just speak into the room and say, the doctor came with his bag and hat and knocked on the door with a...
How may I help you?
What is it that you see?
What?
What is it that you see?
Beautiful sadness. That's what I see. What did I need to see? What do you want me to see?
That I will find out. And I take a hand to, like, kiss it. Thank you.
Ichabod, if you touch me without my permission, I'll tear out your throat.
Oh, Jack gotten home. He did trot as fast as he could caper. And I turn and leave.
All right. A nice. Well, the fighting goes on beneath your window. It's just street guys, old, really drunken sailors punching each other now, but the entertainment's stirred up now. Betting is still going on. The house is making a lot of money. And more people, those who aren't interested in the fighting, come up to the brothel after a few drinks. Most of the girls take the ones they know are definitely not your taste. There is one who does appear to be your type, He's a little inebriated, but he's very handsome. He's got blonde hair tied back into a ponytail.
Are you an artist?
Artist? No, I am not an artist. I am a carpenter.
You make things.
I do. I make sorts of homewares.
Where are you from?
I am from Bali. I am here to sell some of them. I brought on the ship. Maybe start a place here.
You have a family?
No. That is why I left Bali. There's nothing left for me there. I am here to make what I can here.
Would you like some company?
Jelly, that is why I came up here. It is for the best company.
And I take him up to my quarters.
Take him up to your quarters.
And so, I would like you presents.
I'm sorry? You're
Present.
quiet. Presents.
Sorry, I'm a terrible talker.
No, it's okay. I just want
don't
to
think
catch
it's
everything. I think it's your microphone. It sounds like it's auto adjusting.
Yeah, I think that's what you said earlier. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Well,
But I take him up to my quarters. I lay him down. And I seduce him.
All right.
So,
You still have your blush of life going from earlier this evening.
and I've decided I'm going east.
To feast.
Yes,
You're
no.
gonna drain him down to 0. You're gonna kill him.
He has no one to miss him.
He has
There's
no one to miss
look
him.
after. So I shall eat him.
All right. So, because you all are neophytes, the only way to slake your hunger down to 0, because you all have hunger 1, is by killing a person. And so, Anais, with her draining of this Frenchman, slakes her hunger down to 0. Feels fully sated as you can. The beast still lurks, but it is content for now.
That was delicious. I also feel very nice. It was an exotic meal.
It was very delicious. How do you go about getting rid of the body?
Oh, for now, I take him and I roll him under the bed.
Perfect.
I'll figure out what I'll do with him later. But right now,
Okay.
I want to enjoy the feeling of his life force working through my body.
All right.
Do I find him
So-
when I'm cleaning up? As I like next week,
I use
sometime
the
I'm
blood
like,
to get rid of my body.
oh yeah, absolutely he
When-
does. Like he like my process is probably working with Father Seamus.
Can you moonlight as my gravedigger slash?
Oh, absolutely. That's like I'm just
100%.
whatever. Yeah, yeah. Ichabod
Yeah.
would kind of like when he finds the body, he would lean down and look at it, and he sees this dead man, and he leans down and kisses his lips, ever so gently for a second, and then brings him up in an embrace as he's like over his shoulder, and Ichabod sort of lays there with him for a little while, just stroking the back of his head.
He's very soft
And
hair.
then, yeah, and then eventually he would lift him up and take him to the church in darkest night and begin digging a grave there for him. And when he digs the grave, Ichabod spends
Probably
the night.
don't want to dig a
Okay.
grave.
Okay.
But there are empty mausoleums you can stick them in.
Yeah, if we've got like empty
Old crypts
spaces,
and
then
tombs.
yeah.
I'm sure there's.
probably
I'm
some-
sure you guys purposefully have like
Yeah,
fake tombstones.
I
Right,
imagine,
Lots of
I imagine how
sarcophagi.
this I imagine how this worked was one day Father Seamus was approached by someone who said that they'd found Ichabod sleeping in his in a mausoleum or something, like hadn't pulled the lid on properly or something like that. He'd probably been doing it for ages. And Father Seamus had to take him to one side and basically go, "You are now essentially the grave digger slash you do this. This is your job now, or I will beat you within an inch of your life because I've had to explain for you." That's how I imagine that's how that conversation went. So yeah. Now I like Ichabod. He's misunderstood.
Yep. I put it in there, and then I probably spend some time sleeping in there as well.
Okay, like that. You're like, this is where I'm gonna sleep. Come morning, pat, pat, pat.
Mhm.
All right. So you put him there to keep your grave cold.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right. So the night is winding on. Mr. Tony has not taken any of the girls into his room. He seems to prefer just being alone. However, as it's approaching nearer dawn, you notice Jimbo, one of the town drunks, very frequent regular. He seems to be passed out at his corner table. Again, happens a few times a week. Everyone else is kind of clearing out because they know the place closes at dawn. And it's time to start kind of getting situated and go back to your places for the night. But Jimbo is passed out in the corner.
I think Seamus is busy with Dari.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Jim's probably
Ichabod's
pretty used to
probably
doing last call.
Yeah, Ichabod's probably moving the body out. So,
Yeah.
Jim,
Yeah.
how do you go about waking up?
Jim's used to doing last call and getting the last of the rabble out before morning arrives, so he'll just head over there to where Jimbo is and kind of give him a good hard pat on the back, be like, "Hey, wake up!"
There's no response.
Get some water, give him a good splash of some ice cold water. Jimbo, come on, fella.
No response.
Check for a pulse.
You check for a
just kinda
pulse. You gotta lift him up.
Yeah.
There is no pulse. Jimbo has expired. He seems to, as you kind of lift him up to kind of get to his neck to look for a pulse, you see that he has a rash all over his skin. He looks a little paler when he came in tonight, but he seems to have just expired. There's no bite marks. No one here's drained him, but he looks anemic all the same, and he's got some rashes where the skin is pulled really tight. Looks like it if it wasn't taken care of, it would maybe start to crack and bleed, but
Shit. Gonna
Pope.
leave him there.
they're just gonna leave him
Leave
there.
him there for the
Okay.
moment. For the
You're like,
moment.
"Let's go back to bed, Jimbo."
Yeah, just kind of set him back down like nothing happened. And so Ichabod's gone off to the church to set up his new friend.
I could have come back if
the
if you need me to.
Okay. I'm
To
just
do
trying
it
to think of where
just
everybody
on
is.
my
I think
corpse run.
Anais is just upstairs by herself, right?
Yeah, she is.
And our good siblings are
She's
spending
doing
some
her
quality
thing.
time together.
Yep.
All right. He's not going to bother the siblings because that would be a terrible idea.
I think it will.
So many levels.
You can probably hear us through the door.
Yeah, he's just going to walk by and give a knock on Anais's door if she is not also sounding to be busy.
How can I help?
You seen Ichabod lately? We've got Sorry, couldn't hear.
He stepped out for a moment.
Great.
Flash cut montage of me just like hugging, kissing, burying bodies, and having a great time.
Yep, he's having a lovely evening.
Can I be of some assistance?
I wouldn't ask you to help me carry a body, no, but looks like our friend Jimbo downstairs is done. For good.
How?
Oh no, he just didn't wake up. Doesn't look like anybody did anything.
Alright, let's go downstairs.
Everybody else is out, so he's gonna jog on back downstairs.
Okay.
And
Jimbo's right where you left him. Everyone else you've kicked out, and Chad appears to be just kind of doing his own little cleanup before he heads out for the day.
Yep.
So we're down by the bar. I pick up Jimbo's head and I look at him, and then I drop it back down.
He did.
Yeah. Pick it up one more time. Drop his head back down again.
Something looks weird there, don't you think? And he kind of gestures to where that weird-looking rash is.
He's dead, Jim.
He's dead. He's dead, Jim.
Sorry, that means
Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a vampire, not a doctor.
Fucking Christ.
How many times are we gonna do that through this game, I wonder?
Oh my god, I cannot wait to say all of the things to Jim. Damn it, Jim, I'm a priest.
God. It's fine. This is fine. This, however, is not fine. Because we have a dead body that has a creepy rash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Chad
go,
actually looks over and he's like, do I need to kick Jimbo out for you? He too drunk? Like he's just coming in and like getting cleaned up.
Actually, we're gonna need to carry him out. I think he drank himself to death.
Jimbo? I mean, he kind of comes over and he like lifts the head up as well.
Literally, we're all doing it. Just everyone.
So he had a weird rash. Kind of like
maybe don't touch that.
Yeah, he kind of like grabs like a napkin off the table and like pulls up his sleeve with it. You see that in some places it has cracked and like bits of dried blood are there. He's like,
you been sick?
he kind of like sniffs his drink. He says, I don't think he drank himself to death. Let me look at his tab. He kind of looks over, like grabs basically like the logbook, and he's like, "Nah, I only had a few. Maybe it's this whatever this rash is.
Whatever it is, we probably should get it the hell out of here."
Yeah. It's not good.
Well, since you're here, I'm gonna go back upstairs. You guys can handle this.
Of course. Sorry. Didn't want to, didn't mean to bother you. Just was making sure I could find someone who...
Do you think that Seamus and I could be done our activities?
I think you're finishing up, because it's getting... You're only like a couple hours from dawn, like an hour or two. So...
And don't you be forgetting that lesson this time, brother. Remember who your real family is.
Dari will absolutely have to go first, as Seamus is leant against the frame of the bed, and there is just blood pools on the floor at his feet. Sort of wearing all dark clothing, giving him the advantage of it staining less obviously, but he has a hand pressed against sort of midway up his torso, and when he pulls it away, it's slick with his own blood.
Okay.
I'm going to head downstairs with a little skip in my step.
Since Dari fed, you can't slake your hunger down to 0, as he didn't kill him. But this will require Father Seamus to take a point of hunger, since he has been fed upon.
So Seamus comes downstairs in a bad mood. As oh god.
What have you got going on there?
A problem.
What do you mean a problem? And why is Jimbo still asleep? Jimbo, get your ass out of my bar. It's time to be closing.
He's... that's the problem, Miss Dari. He's dead.
Oh, is that any different from any other fucking day? Get his ass out of here.
No, dead. Not breathing dead.
I walk over to Jimbo.
Lift up his head.
Slap him in the face. Yeah, no, I pick up his head and I like hard drop it on the floor. I do it a couple of times too, just to make sure, because Jimbo is not a light drinker.
Yeah,
oh, what you fucking look at that? He's dead.
It's a running gag of the show now.
So literally everybody is
dead.
just...
Can he bruise?
Well, what the fuck did you do to him, Jim?
I didn't do a goddamn thing. I went to kick his ass out like usual, and then he doesn't fucking wake up.
Not to worry, that's why we have a replacement, Jim. I say, looking at Jim, and I'm gonna walk over and, in a very bad mood, grab Jimbo by the ankle and pull him onto my shoulder.
As you grab him by the ankle, the skin... You didn't realize the skin kind of sloughs off there, as that's where one of the parts of the rash was. It's like got a lot of pus underneath.
Pus?
Something is not right with him.
If I
And
wanted
Ichabod be
to...
returning to see the plaguey stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to lift his head up and then drop it down too?
Drop it off.
No, Ichabod just stares at it. He's just standing in the doorway right now, kind of like he's not sure if he should come in or not. Sort of, almost like poking his head around the corner in it. Almost like in a childlike way, you know, when kids just stand in like always.
This is going to be bad for fucking business if anybody sees it. Pick him up by his clothes and go fucking toss him out into the alley.
Ichabod.
Does it smell like anything?
Excuse me 1 moment, I need to sip of my Sunny D.
Oh, no worries. Sunny D, what vampires love.
Sip a drink of vampires!
That's sunshine.
It's the only sun they can get. Yay!
This stream brought to you by Sunny D.
Alright,
The dream.
if you would like to try to, like, figure out, give me a... Let's go with, like, an intelligence medicine.
I can give you some intelligence rolls, but I don't have any points in medicine. If you don't have points in medicine, are you still able to make the roll?
I think you just roll, the intelligence then, so...
I, for some reason, accidentally closed Fantasy Grounds, so if somebody could roll 2d10s for me, I would love you.
I got you, sister.
That is...
Hugh definitely is sick with something. He died from the sickness, you'd assume, whatever it is.
All right, all of us together.
You've seen alcohol poisoning, this isn't it.
All of us all together, I don't have time for this shit anymore. You be picking him up and we take him out to the alley and we fucking never saw him tonight. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Right.
And I go to start lifting him up.
You do have, let's see, Jim and Dari do have a friend at the local crematorium that is a Tremere. So he's another way you guys can dispose of bodies if you need
Let's
to.
burn this pronto.
Yeah.
Why don't we just leave him leave him in the corner, put a fucking blanket over on him. Nobody's gonna tell the difference anyways. Jimbo is dead here drunk every night. I'm going to call a friend at the crematorium. He's gonna come in his hearse and he's gonna pick him up and then he's gonna go and burn him and we won't see hide nor hair of this ever again.
I'm not having him here in the bar with all of you.
Well then go and get the fucking hearse. Get a horse if you have
we gotta
to.
do something.
I don't care what you do.
Can I, like... Hold on, let me just check something. Lindy, I have strength 4. Can I sling this guy over my shoulder and cover him with something?
Yeah, you could probably even fit him in a big potato sack. Or
gonna
like
do
one of the
that.
big sacks of flour, because you guys, there's food here too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out. I'll go
It's
out.
proper Irish. We get potatoes all the time.
Yeah.
There's lots of potatoes.
So I'm gonna bring out a sack of potatoes and I lay it.
Dump out the potatoes.
I drop him by the sack. I carefully place the potatoes safely. We've just been through some shit, okay? Like, don't get me started on potatoes. I lay him out next to this sack and realize that he could fit, but it's gonna take some doing. And very matter-of-factly, Father Seamus puts one boot on his hip, bends his leg to the point where his knee is almost against his chin, and I'm just gonna snap him into place, breaking him at the knees, hips.
Holding them up.
Well, that's just fucking disgusting.
Like a lawn chair.
I look at Darian and I'm like, do not test me, sister. Not in this moment. And I will drag him into the sack and sling it over my shoulder, sort of blood probably already seeping through the bag. Where is your friend? This one who
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be getting you mad at me. Please don't be mad at me. Not like that.
I asked you a question. Where is your friend?
I can take you to him. Another way. You two.
Finally, a useful gym.
Come on, Father.
Right. Just before I leave, Dari, you know what feeding does to me.
Well, I didn't mean to make you upset. You know that I'd do anything for you.
And you will. Later. Jim, why are you just standing there?
Right, sorry. This way. He heads out the door at a good clip.
Don't kill anybody while I'm gone.
I dodge out of the way as I come
directly at
through.
I look at Igwan and I'm like, don't kill anybody while I'm gone.
I dodge out, I look sheepish, I dodge back into Dari. And I look at her.
Ichabod, I think we might be needing to check our other guests to see if they have quite the same thing going on. Do you think that you could do that creepy fucking thing that you do where you walk into the room when nobody wants you?
Bring around the Rosie. Pocket full of posies.
And I head upstairs.
Okay. So,
And one by one, I'm going to go round the rooms where people are sleeping and creep up over them and hear them breathing and see what they're dreaming and if their dreams are of plague.
okay. I will say
At
that
least
the
in my
room,
mind, that's what I'm doing.
the room to Tony's door is locked. The room that he's claimed for the night. But there are always the ladies, the lovely ladies who stay here. Not all of which are vampires. Now, do you have an ability that lets you peer into dreams?
No, absolutely not. This is just
Absolutely
my
not.
madness.
This is just crazy. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Ichabod believes that when he lies next to someone that he could see their dreams. Whether or not
Okay.
that's true or not would be another matter,
Okay.
I think.
Give me. Let's have a check here to see what Ichabod can pick up from this. He's trying to figure out something. Give me a wits plus awareness check.
Okay. Let's try this. So 3 successes? I'm doing the rolls right.
4 successes.
4
Anything
successes.
6 or higher is a success. So
Oh,
4
yeah.
successes. All right. You lay with each of them, interpreting their dreams. Most dream of normal, human, boring things. One of them, you notice a slight bit of a rash on her forearm. as you lay next to her, and you believe she dreams of plague.
I come back to Dari.
Or at least of illness.
Yeah.
When the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come baby cradle and all.
And I point towards the room with the woman who dreams and plagues.
Well, isn't that just a lovely fucking problem? Seamus is gonna lose his fucking shit if we don't get this taken care of by the time he gets back. If it gets found out that the plague started in this establishment, we'll never, ever recover. Is there another bar close to us?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's tons of bars and brothels on Burgundy Street and Bourbon Street. You guys are definitely in what would be considered the red light district, so.
Ichabod, do you want to go and do something naughty?
He smiles.
I think that we'd be loading up that body onto the cart. Maybe we can get Anais to help us. Since Jimbo and Seamus are gone, we take it down to another bar and...
His eyes light up at the mention of Anais. She sees things.
Yeah. She might be thinking that you're strong and handsome from being able to pick up a body.
Sad.
Now, don't be sad.
There's not anything small or close to home. Not the worst. Otherwise, others would grow accustomed to it. The cart.
The cart. Yes, it's so hard to understand what you're fucking saying sometimes. Alright, let's go and get the body, put it on the cart, and then we're going to go for a wee jaunt over to the next bar, and then we're going to light the bar on fire, and then they're going to find the body. And we're going to come out and we're going to go, oh no, what a terrible thing has happened, that they got the plague and the fire in one night. How could such a thing have ever happened? Shun them. Shun them. And then we'll get Seamus to go around and he'll say a sermon, and then we'll be the place where everybody comes and takes refuge from the plague, and we'll make even more money. I'm quite brilliant.
London Bridge is falling down.
You're right, we don't have a lot of time. I'm going to go and get Anais right now. I go up the stairs and I go pretty fast. Not celerity fast, but... Anais, my love, I hate to be disturbing you, but I need your... Well, I need you right now.
Are you here to take me up on my maybe later offer?
I wish that I could be, love, but unfortunately we've got something a little bit more tragic going on. And I say in soft whispers so that mortals wouldn't be able to hear. The plague has broken out here in this establishment. We need to go and frame it on someone else right now or we'll never recover. Not only that, people will come and inspect in here and they'll be finding out what we truly are. The masquerade will be broken.
I peek my head around the corner.
Yes.
Know that you've got things that you need to be doing, love, and I hate to be disturbing you like this, but if the masquerade is broken, then we're all fucked. Show us, Ichabod, which one is the room with the body. We'll wash our hands of it and say no more.
She's still alive, just so you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I pointed to
sure.
Mary had a little lamb.
Oh, well this makes things a lot fucking easier now, doesn't it? I thought she's dead. You're so fucking hard to understand sometimes, you know that. I'm gonna go up to the living person and I am going to use my level 3 ability.
Okay.
Which is going to require a rouse check, which is a d10, correct?
It's a d10, yep.
Okay, so let's go with the 1d10, and that is a 7.
Right. You don't gain any hunger.
All right. Sweet. I'm going to be using Charisma and Presence for my ability Entrancement, which is going to be 4 and 3 is 7 dice altogether. Slash die. 7d10. Which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, and they get to roll their composure plus wits.
Okay. 3 successes. So nope.
All right. The vampire needs only to gain the subject's attention, and when it can test, which I did, the effect lasts for about 1 hour. After succeeding, oh wait, that's right. Okay. Basically, they're in love with me.
Okay. Yeah, she wakes up and she's like,
"You're falling head over heels, and I'm basically your idol."
"Oh, madam, what can I do for you? This is it morning yet? Oh, it's not morning. Not quite morning yet."
Quiet, love. There's something very special I need you to do for me.
Mm-hmm. Anything, ma'am.
I need you to go into one of the bars next door and run around screaming, "I've got the plague! I've got the plague!" Do you think you can do that for me?
Oh, definitely. Is there a specific one you'd like me to go to?
Preferably the one next door.
Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. I'll go with it right now.
I want you to go in there. I need you to be going and saying that you caught it from someone in the establishment as well. What's your name, love?
Carrie.
Carrie? Carrie, that's such a beautiful name. I love you so much, and I promise that if you do this for me, I'll do anything for you. Now, after you've gone inside and you've run around screaming, "My name's Carrie and I've gotten the plague from this bar," you make sure that you slip out when no one's noticed you, and you come back here. You think you can do that, love?
I'll do my best, ma'am.
All right, I'll be waiting for you out back.
And I conspiratorially, I say, "Sleeping Beauty."
Right.
All right, so she like pulls on a shawl and goes into the bar. 'Cause the bar next door is just cleaning up as well. They're getting ready to close till at least noon.
Put some blood, just cut myself, maybe drain a plane of blood, and just kind of like splash it all over. There, now you'll be looking the part. Go on.
So you cover Carrie in blood.
Yep.
Perfect.
Big blood.
And
well, it's always so much easier when they can fucking walk up and carry their own bodies out the door.
I've got like equipments to start fire, like just on my person.
You do.
Oh, you got one thousand fun to Ichabod.
You do realize, though, if you start a fire, there is a also vampire. If you start any fires, you will have to make a fear roll because fire is one of the few things that can hurt you, and it does have the potential of burning the entire block down, and not just the establishment you want.
I'm handing them to Dari. Ichabod doesn't do anything about an order.
I think that since she was so easily taken, that we're not going to be needing this today. But maybe later. Give it back to you. Kind of lick my hand. Now, since we've got about an hour left, and how about I take you up on that maybe later?
Yes.
I've got the plague, my name is Carrie, and I've got the plague. You hear that from like one bar over. I got it from here, it's all your fault. And you're like, what? Like a bunch of confusion going on next door.
I've like pressed my face up against the window.
Okay.
So that I can see out. Watch this happen.
Yeah.
I fucking love how stupid Morton's all.
And they're like, hold her down. Grab a sheet or something. If she got the plague, we can't touch her. And they're like trying to like wrangle her, and they're like, someone get a doctor. Maybe she's just drunk. And it seems that they're. What do you mean you caught it here? I caught it here. I was here last night, and I caught the plague. And it's just a big hullabaloo next door.
In a terrified world, false news was king.
That's something that sounds like you've been holding an ace up your hand. Maybe your trump card.
All right. And at this point, we're going to jump over to Jim and... Sorry, Seamus. There was a bug. And you guys...
Jim and...
It's your new name.
Tell us how you really feel.
I shall only refer to you as such. So, Jim and Seamus, you guys have walked about it's like a 15-20 minute walk to the crematorium, because the place does smell a bit. So they don't want it like right in the middle of town. You gotta kind of walk down towards the river a little bit.
Yeah.
And your good friend, Jim, his name is Gustav. He runs the crematorium here, and he's also a vampire. He's actually quite a powerful vampire from what you gathered. And he seems to just be grabbing like a body off the cart and whistling as he's carrying it inside.
Hello, Gustav. How's your evening going?
Jim, it is a pleasure to see you. It has been some time.
Yeah, I haven't really had much cause to get out to this side of town.
No bodies lately.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good thing, I suppose. There has been quite
Yeah,
the
well.
influx lately. Yeah. And who was your friend here?
Yeah,
Your friend? So you look like
Oh,
a man of the face. He kind of looks at Jim.
yes, this
like,
is... this is Father Seamus, a friend. And we do have a body we need to put into your tender care, if you don't mind.
Father Seamus, I am Gustav von Orfric. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
The pleasure is all mine, I'm sure. I've heard quite a great deal about you.
I'm very passionate about Minecraft.
As
I heard Minecraft.
I know.
He fucking loves Minecraft.
in the future, perhaps.
I
I love some blocks.
hate you guys
Creepers.
so much.
It's a pickaxe.
I will never unhear that.
Those little blocks of
I would say please kill me, but I'm already dead inside.
Such passion. That's in Minecraft.
about Minecraft.
Mining!
We have a private.
Such passion for the mining. He's good, yeah? I look
So
at the
good.
man.
I love
look at the
building
man.
things.
I was gonna say something.
You could say that crematoriums are the building blocks of our society.
So, I am going to move on. We had a I look at him and I say, so you mentioned that you had quite a few more bodies through these past few weeks.
Oh yeah, quite
Business
the
has been up
influx
for you?
this week. Business has been booming. It's been
Great,
quite the
I
influx.
think.
Yes,
gonna
lots of
read
people all wanting it on the down low, requiring an extra payment, so the pocketbook has been good.
I'm going to drop the body sort of in the sack at his feet, and I'll reach in and, like a chicken bone, I will pull one of the legs out, snapping it off, like putting my boot down on the sack and tearing it up with that supremely just irreplaceable pop that a leg makes as it comes out of place. And as I'll hold up like the sloughed off skin. Anyone
I'm seeing a lot of that.
wearing these?
Oh yeah, quite a bit lately. There seems to be something going around.
And this is not good for business.
It is not good for business, but I'm just here to dispose of them.
When did that start for you?
Not even a week ago. 5 days, perhaps.
Fuck.
To our memory, is there anything that notable that has happened? Any new arrivals? Any ships? Anything like
I was
that?
gonna say, specifically, has a ship come in recently within the last 5
Has
days?
a ship come in?
Ships are
with any
coming
kind
and
of
going every single day in the port.
HMS Plague Bound.
No.
There was that black pearl that went up for a little bit. But...
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Nothing
Nothing
that
out of the ordinary,
strikes
though.
you as terribly odd. Because ships come and go every single day. This is the main port of the Mississippi River. You are everyone's destination. Nothing super notable, though.
I look at him. You must have prepared quite a few bodies.
However,
Any
I
of
will
them-
say 5 days, though, does seem to be a bit quick for a plague. Or to be spreading this quickly.
These bodies that you've been disposing of,
Yeah.
any of them had any interesting body art tattoos?
None that I could see. It appears to be quite widespread. There has been lower class, middle class, a bit of the upper class even.
Have you got any
Jim is just
others
gonna
that you haven't burnt yet?
I'm sorry?
You
Sorry.
got any of the others that you haven't burnt yet?
Oh, there's a cart full right here, and he kind of pats, like, dunk, dunk, dunk against the side of a cart.
All of them?
Yeah, there's one man who I believe just cracked his head from a fall, but the rest, yeah. You'd estimate there's about, like, 7-8 bodies in here.
Do you mind if I take a look at your stock?
Oh, you're more than welcome to browse, yeah.
I'm gonna climb up onto the cart and just start, like... I will try and do this carefully, but, like, the one guy who's had his head cracked open, I, like, lift his head up, drop it, his head cracks open even more.
Yep.
Dead. We can confirm
Definitely
he's
dead.
dead. I looked at Jim, I'm like, do you want to lift his head up and check?
It's the only way to tell.
It's the only way we can tell. And I will just toss him one-handedly to the side, like, not a care in the world. But the others, I'd like to examine all of them and see if I can figure out any, gang thing or anything that, I'm presuming they've probably been to the same establishment, but failing that, like, my hope is, I'm looking for the easy clue of, like, are they all part of a gang? Are they all part of a faith? Are they all...
I will... Okay, I'm gonna ask you to roll something for me. Give me... is there an investigation? Is that a skill? I think it is. Yes. Give me a intelligence investigation check, please. Or a wits investigation, rather. Because you're trying to put pieces together. Cutting.
What's in... Investigation, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
And you do have 2 hunger dice, which I've... it's kind of hard to do on Fantasy Grounds, so we're just going to say the last 2 rolled are going to be hunger dice. I remembered hunger and humanity, like, 15 minutes ago, so yay me.
So, how does the hunger dice work?
Hunger dice, it's basically you roll the exact same dice pool, but a certain number of those equal to how many hunger points you have are going to be hunger dice. Unless it's like a super fail or a super crit. Nothing's really going to happen.
Okay.
1 success!
Yep.
Alright. So, everything's fine. You're looking at through these bodies. Nothing seems to tie them all together.
You see anything?
Do you want to make a check as well?
He hasn't really
wants
been
to.
digging through. He's kind of letting
Okay.
Seamus
Yeah, you're like,
the
yeah,
bodies.
deal with that.
He's like, I
I look-
don't know if I could get
When-
this thing, so I'm not touching them.
When Jim looks at Seamus and says that, Seamus rounds on Jim and looks like he might actually throw the corpse he's holding at him, and he just has, like, fucking fury in his eyes. Seamus is not in a good mood right now.
Please be gentle
Gonna
with
leave
the
you to it.
merchandise.
Be gentle with the merchandise, you're gonna burn them
Just-
all.
Just don't throw them around. It makes it harder to
Good
clean
stuff.
up.
Gustav, he's had a rough night. He's off.
You speaking for me, Jim.
No, just having a conversation with Gustav while you're busy.
I looked at Gustav. Can
He's
you
got
take
glasses
care of this? Can you take care of this for me?
This body? Yeah. I can do that for now. I normally charge a fee, but we will say this one is a favor to good Jim here.
Much obliged.
Jim. Fine. I will, I look towards Jim. I'm just like, I guess you owe him one. And, like, no mention of me thanking him whatsoever. And I'm like,
You know,
we should...
I'll pay it back. Always do.
This I know.
This should be going now.
You have a fantastic rest of your evening. You should be hurrying back. The sun is coming out soon. I've got to get these bodies inside the crematorium before dawn.
Yeah.
Kind of picks up
we
the
won't
potato
take
sack.
any more of your time.
Well, let's hope Jim makes it back to his haven before the sun rises.
Of course. We should hurry.
And I'm
Jesus.
gonna start walking.
Gustavo will heave the sack of potatoes over his shoulder, which, because I forgot that you get stains on your humanity, you're gonna have one stain, Seamus, for folding a guy up into a potato sack and then ripping limbs off of it. And
You never
Christina
had
is...
chicken from a bucket? Fucking people.
That sounds like.
And then Anais is gonna have 2 stains for murdering someone.
Love that you put me first. She killed a guy. I fucking just bent a guy.
You turned the guy into a fucking accordion.
You did turn into a...
You folded him into a pretzel.
And
It wasn't like murder. It was a crime of passion.
it was a crime of passion, but it still eats away at your humanity a little bit. You could, there is a chance. It's just stains. We'll roll to see if we resolve the stains at the end of the session. So, Jim and Seamus head back to the B&B, having offloaded Jimbo, the deceased. And what is Ichabod, Dari, and Anais up to? I think Anais and Dari were up to something. Yeah, they're together. So what's Ichabod doing? Is he just watching the mayhem next door?
Yeah, I was watching from above, and when I see Father Seamus and Jim coming in, I descend down to greet them.
You actually see another little figure approaching as well. It's about, you got like maybe 45 minutes till dawn. It's getting pretty close. And you see a little girl with the little blonde curls coming up, skipping up the back alley, come visit her friend. Please be Claudia. She
I
knocks at the door.
open it.
Ichabod!
Hello.
Do you have any more stories for me today?
Yes. So many stories. I've seen
I
so
would
many
love
things.
to hear them.
Good. Good, then come in. Come inside. Here, there's some tea. Some food as well.
Oh, thank you. She kind of like brushes some of the dirt off her dress and steps inside. Kind of plops herself down on an empty stool.
Tell me, what did you see today? Or in your dreams?
Last night I had a dream that I was a princess, and I was walking along in the forest, and there was a lot of frogs in the forest, and they were all very loud, and I told them to go away, and they did not. And then so I ran away from the frogs, and I found myself in a little house, but the house, it was made out of like straw, and I hid in there. And I woke up at that point.
Oh. That's similar to what I've seen. I've been with Goldilocks and the three bears again. All the bears have been very naughty. Some people came in and they tried a porridge. One of them was too big. It's too hot. The other too small. Old. He had sickness on him, so the bears had to take him out, and I had to help him again.
These sound like troublesome bears.
Oh, yes. Yes, they are. But that's why I'm here.
Well, it is good they have you then. so you can help out, even though they are nothing but trouble.
True. The devil was unpredictable, but he had been an angel once.
Really?
Oh yes. He was cast down from heaven. Now he walks among us.
Oh,
Don't be afraid. Boys grow up to be men, and it's the men who cause all the trouble. They're the ones who shed the blood and poison on the earth. Probably time for you to go. It's almost dawn.
oh, yes, I should probably go. I have a lot of errands to run today. Thank you for the stories, Ichabod, and the tea. And she's like, finishes her cup. She kind of gently sets it down.
Run along
And,
now. Stay
She'll
safe.
give you a little hug, and she'll skip out the back door. Right as Seamus and Jim come back in, a moment after she leaves.
I look with a star as they come in.
I'd like
Hanging
to
out with
be
your friend
finished
again?
with Anais before Seamus comes home because
Sure.
that is just a
Oh, yeah.
conversation I don't think either me or Anais wants to have.
I'm
Nice.
sure. Yeah, you definitely
Straight
finish up.
Nice
You
job.
know, you're friends with Gustav as well. You know about how long it takes to get there and back, so you'd be able to
I
time
would
it.
like, I take my time. I notice Ichabod. I notice the girl leaving. I look up towards him, and I'm going to break away from Jim. Pausing for a moment to, without looking at Jim, I just pause next to him and say, I didn't catch you at my sermon earlier, Jim. The faith isn't waning on me, was it?
No, just had a lot of work to get done before open tonight. It was a big deal.
You know, one of my faithful today celebrated being cured of something that had ailed him for quite some time. I'm not saying it's a lottery, but it does take faith and commitment. Something I find lacking in you of late.
Yeah, well, my apologies. I'll be sure to make the next one.
I'll be sure to look for you.
Also, my wild magic surge, Lindy, is that all within 50 yards become hopelessly lost for 1d4 hours.
And then
my
I try and find Ichabod.
My suggestion, my suggestion for that, like as an interpretation, possibly would be that Ichabod, after meeting with the little girl, he would personally become hopelessly lost without some kind of guidance from Father Seamus. So he almost like regresses into a childlike state after he talks with her
Yes.
and just kind of holds himself on the chair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll go with that. Everyone has a moment where they just are like, oh, and then it's kind of weird, but then they all look at Ichabod, and Ichabod's just kind of like...
I'm gonna start locking down the establishment for the night, like doors closed, windows closed, bolts, locks, deads, like we were never fucking open.
Assist.
I'm gonna go find
Jim will
Ichabod.
assist and go around do that.
Well, we managed to find out that there was another one that was sick that was still alive here. The plague seems to have broken out.
Who was it?
It was one of the girls. I managed to send her away and got her screaming next door that she had caught the plague from next door. Hopefully that means that our masquerade won't be broken and none of the trouble will be brought here. Had you heard anything about it while you were out on the street, Seamus?
I'll
Past
gather-
Jim hammers were like nailing shit down.
Yeah, I will gather people. I take some time to go and fetch Anais and bring her into the fold of the conversation, sort of gathering everyone together. All the important folks. I will also involve Chad in this as the doorman and the man sort of in charge of acquitting people inside our establishment. And as we're gathered sort of in a circle for a moment, the man who runs the crematorium says he's had several, 6, perhaps 7, within the last 5 days. That's fast, especially for a plague. Whatever
Well, that's
this
still
is-
fucking good news. It means it's not us.
No, it is not good news. It is a weakening of the blood of mortals. This is a problem for all of us. If
Well,
they
what
do
are we
not-
gonna fucking do about it? We're not doctors.
No, but we have a duty to protect our food source. If we are to prosper here in the new land, we need to make sure that the mortals continue to breed, to continue to prosper, because without them, concealing us becomes more difficult. Everyone should be on the lookout for anyone exhibiting signs of sickness, pallid complexion, lack of awareness.
Ichabod?
Mother. Father.
I'm here.
Ichabod? Did you mean Ichabod?
No.
He's just gone on into his little funky trances again. Haven't you, lad? What do you propose that we do about the problem, then? It's not like we can set up shop. Blood drives? Do you happen to know any doctors? Do we happen to know any doctors on the streets? I say, may I please roll some kind of intelligence streetwise to see if we know anyone, street doctors?
Give me
Yeah.
like a charisma streetwise to see if you know any
All right.
doctors.
It's a 4 plus 6, that's 60, 10. 5, 60, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Yeah, you would definitely
I don't
know of a couple doctors in town. Yeah, a lot of doctors
Alright.
tend to pass through on some of the ships, but there is always need for doctors in population.
Can I not sort of, can I add to her role of giving, because we share everything, we're siblings, and I actually have contacts, and I have a significant, you trying to make some kind of comment out of that, Laird Lindy?
Yeah, yeah. I know.
I have 3 points in contacts. I've actually maxed it out, so can I lend my
Okay.
contacts to Dowry for expediting the process?
Yeah, you don't think you'd have time tonight, or because you've
Yeah.
got,
Of course.
but you could investigate it the next night for sure.
Well, here's the thought that I was having. Between the people that you know and the people that I know, and, well, quite frankly, all the fucking money that I have, why don't we set up a stationary here, kind of like a triage? We could get Jimbo to go around during the daytime and Chad and Ice to sing her siren song to bring people in and set this up as a refuge.
A refuge? You think
For-
we'll ever do business in this town again?
Well, what
Me?
else are you proposing? That you let all the people die?
I'm
You want to
saying
go and play church? Now,
I could have a refuge. Faith healing. People came to me, saw faith I could add to
in
mine.
our home? You want to take the
Above
bleeding
our
and broken
home.
bastards into our home? Into the church?
How does that differ from the triage?
I'm saying hosted at my house, not at yours. So you may continue to do business.
I kind of feel the blood bond taking over me. And I calm down. Whatever you think is best, brother.
Think of all the pain and suffering. You don't want that in a place of pleasure, you want that in a place where people are desperate, turn to any manner of guidance. We might even grow our number.
I don't think that we should be going around siren any people. We're going to get caught.
clan comes from preying on the strongest and the most desperate of situations, the most loyal.
And have you gotten permission from the clan leaders? From the prince? I don't think you have, and I don't really want to be attracting any more of that kind of attention from our sires either. You can't just go around making vampires all willy-nilly.
Then I would suggest, Dari, that you don't speak to others about it. And I suggest everybody here remember who family is.
I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I do not forget your commandments.
I start running my hand through Ichabod's hair kind of idle-mindedly, not pleased about the idea of going behind the Masquerade's back at all. But my blood bond kind of forces me to agree with him.
I look around at everyone, smiling until I get to Anise. I linger for a moment on Jim, and I give him a look, reminding him of our previous conversation, not dwelling on it, and finally I look at Anise. You don't have any problems. This little arrangement, do you?
Oh no, not at all.
I'm sure.
I was just waiting until you and your sister got past your lover's quarrel so that I could actually hear the facts.
My point is that those of us who might grow in this time of turmoil in the mortal society would need to see eye to eye. Now I am willing to turn the other cheek to previous misgivings between the two of us. Let bygones be bygones, and let us both flourish in this coming calamity. But that's only if we agree that this is business conducted between the two of us. No one else needs to know other than this gathered community.
They'll kill you, brother.
Yeah, this is dangerous business.
Why do you make all of our decisions?
I'm offering you an opportunity. An opportunity for something that I know you've been looking for. How many men have you turned away? How many men have slipped through the fingers of arguably one of the most beautiful girls here? Well, that isn't related to me, but
I have good taste. I have standards. And my standards include keeping up the charade so that I keep my second life.
I'm not asking you to choose from urchins. We've already found out that this plague is spreading between the poorest of communities, the gutters, like rats, and the finest of high society. You'd have your choice, your pick. You may choose the sweetest apple you lay your eyes on.
You can't choose nothing when you're dead, brother.
Yeah, this... What if we get caught? And...
If we get caught, they'll burn us alive.
If we get caught, that means that one of the 6 of us, one of the 5 of us, oh no, 6, Chad is here. One of the 6 of us broke faith. How long have we coexisted here? How long have we maintained order, discipline?
Forgot Chad was there.
Saying, does Chad even know? Or...
Chad would be like, because Chad is a former ghoul. He's been alive for quite some time. Y'all don't know how long, but he's definitely older than all y'all. He'll say, well, there's other ways of getting caught other than one of us tattling. Whenever something like this goes down, you know they send investigators out to find out what the source is. They don't like the food supply tainted. Then we're looking into all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
you might want to rethink your plan.
My point is that we stand to add 1 or 2 to our number. And if 1 or 2 join our number and we, as a community, save them from untamable sickness.
This isn't the same as having one of your flock. This is talking about siring another vampire. You need permission to do that. And we don't have permission. And doing that while this type of thing is happening, this plague, they would dispose of us even easier. They'd have just another excuse to get rid of us. They wouldn't even have to hide the fact that they're murdering us. We don't have permission to do this. If you want to go and talk about it and get signed and permission and have us before the right and appropriate authorities, then I'll stand by your side as I always have, brother. I'll chase you to hell and back, but please, I'm begging you to see reason.
I'm gonna drag Jim over. I'm gonna put my arm around Jim.
He goes along.
Friendly, camaraderie kind of fashion.
Father? I really don't think this is a good idea. With all due respect. I don't think we want to get their eyes on us.
I think we can stand
Misty.
1 or 2.
Just make sure you don't turn anyone that's already ill. They might carry it permanently. Plague never stop.
Yeah.
They'd call blood hunting for sure.
Yeah, that causes way more problems than we've already got.
That's how we're going to tell. I know, Jim, you struggle. Always have. So I propose a way I can feed you at expense.
Pardon?
Well, we all agree that those who we can confirm are affected via sight, anyone who carries a rash, well, we know they're contagious. Me and Jim, we've seen it ourselves. We've seen the cards stacked high. And Jim, well, Jim was stricken with an unfortunate lack of ability to feed. Stunted growth.
He just kind of looks down.
But I'm sure as someone such as yourself, someone who is one of us, you still need to feed. So we find someone who is suitable, someone who is infected, and Jim, well, he can tell us what tastes different in their blood. And we have a way of detecting the infection.
But then Jim could carry it.
Gotta say, I'm a little worried about that.
Are you capable of being infected? I mean, I've never caught a sickness a day in my life.
You know, I don't know, but I don't think I want to find out the hard way.
Have a little faith, Jim.
I have a lot of faith, but I've also a lot of faith in what I've seen happen. And I don't like the look of this plague. Not one bit.
And as Jim says that, you notice that y'all got a boogie if you want to get a shelter. That's not just here by daytime. It's about sleepy time. You have just enough time to get to the church if you want to go back to the church to sleep, or y'all could stay here. But you gotta decide where you're gonna go now.
Ichabod
I'm
will say,
sleeping in the cellar.
If a
There
man
is no
has
cellar,
100
but
sheep,
the rooms are secure.
if a man has
I think
100
Jim stays
sheep
here.
and one of them goes astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountains and go and search for the one that strayed?
and he's gonna head to the church.
Okay,
I will
to your
follow.
lovely sarcophagus with your dead body in it. Take a nice nap.
Seamus will
Yes.
walk with him. He
Okay.
will linger for a moment to see who's coming with.
I'm gonna cling to Father Seamus's like he's a lost child.
Okay.
I look to my sister to see if she's coming with.
I won't be coming to your bed tonight. Not when you're thinking like this. When you get some sense back into your head, I'll be there.
You mean when you have use of me?
I won't be
Why don't you
wanting to
don't
go
have to-
back into another grave. I'm going to bed. Give your head a shake. Put your head in your book. Do whatever you have to do, but stop doing it is what you're doing now. I storm off to
Fascinating.
my room and slam the door.
It's fascinating how quickly you lose faith after you've fed. How
I don't
quickly
hold the
you
same
want-
faith as you, brother.
No, you hold no faith whatsoever other than the faith of your own, because all you need is yourself. Oh, and what runs through
You're
my veins.
Shouting after her, she goes up the stairs and ignores you regardless.
Think on what I've said, Jim. I hope to see you soon. It's been a long time since your last confession. And I'm gonna turn and walk with Ichabod. So,
All right. And as everyone settles in for the dawn, I require 2 rolls for this evening before we call it officially. I'm going to need humanity checks from both Anais and Seamus. So, Anais had 2 stains. Seamus had 1. However many blank spaces you have, so a stain counts as 1, or as a full space. So if you have 6 humanity, you have 2 stains. Then you're gonna roll 2 dice. So you have 10 total. And they're d10s.
How many total?
How many points of humanity do you have?
Yeah, I've lost 2.
You have 2 stains. You didn't lose 2 points.
I've got 1 stain, so I need 1 d10.
How many points of humanity do you have?
7.
7. So you get to roll 2 d10.
What do I need to get?
6 or higher.
On both of them,
Yes.
or just one?
Either.
I have 6 in humanity.
Fail. Father Seamus loses a point of humanity. You have 6 humanity as well? You're gonna roll 2 d10.
That's sick.
Alright. I'll take the ones on the table. It's an 8 and a 4.
You succeed. You do not lose any points of humanity.
Whew.
All right, and we end our session with the father taking a bit of a humanity hit there at the end as everyone hucks in for the dawn.
Holy moly.
Woo! All right then. Episode 1, Carnival of Blood, my friends. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that show. If you did, let us know there in the chat. We're here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's 8 p.m. Eastern now. We start at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, and you can join us here as well. You can catch up on the YouTube channel, and of course, they'll be available as podcasts shortly as well. Coming soon, TM. Stick around. We're going to give away a set of tabletop loot dice in just a few seconds, and then we're going to head into our next show, which is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, The World Tree Burns. But, man, that was a whole lot of fun. If you enjoyed the show, hit the follow button and join us, of course. But let's go around. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you online? Lindy, masterful work tonight. How was that?
That was super fun. I'm loving getting to know everyone's characters and seeing how they all get along or don't. The mighty Chad and the fight with our devil boxer man. Some interesting other vampires to run around in town, some big players. You're gonna be seeing some more of them next week, and maybe find out a little bit more about this plague. I'm real excited to see where the story goes. It's being very intriguing so far. You can find me online while waiting for next week, and I'm prepping for next week's session at Laugh Love Lindy on the Twitches, Twitters, all the social medias, where I play in a ton of tabletop games, D&D, Call of Cthulhu, all sorts of other systems. I'm a tabletop addict. I can't help myself. I love it all. Check out tomorrow this channel 1 to 4 for Call of Cthulhu. I'm so excited. I'm so hyped. I cannot wait. I've been literally counting down the days, and now I'm counting down the hours. So
it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. And I forgot to mention, but definitely go and check out Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. If you enjoyed what we were doing tonight, you can check it out over modifius.net. And again, big thanks to White Wolf for sponsoring and supporting tonight's show. Definitely check out the PDF or the beautiful hardback as well. Thanks so much, Lindy. Christina, awesome job tonight. How was that?
That was so fun. I'm still getting my footing, but I had a good time. I'm enjoying this budding rivalry with Father Seamus while I bang his incest sister.
Yeah, high five.
You're welcome. Well, yeah, you can find me on the interwebs. Once again, 23 hours a day on Twitter at Christina Riel, Krystina Arielle. And I also host a show on Mondays called Nerd Talk Live. You can find it at facebook.com/nerdbotmedia or on my page, whatever, all that fun stuff. Oh, and I'm going to be on Dice Camera Action next Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic. That's going to be super exciting. Can't wait to watch that. Awesome job.
My phone.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Let's see. Laurelania. Same question. How was it?
It feels so good to return home to Vampire. Vampire was the system that I played the second most, I guess, next to D&D. There were many, many years lost playing Vampire the Masquerade and the Jihad card game. I'm kind of disappointed that I only managed to bang 2 out of the 5 player characters in one session, but you know what? I'm just going to have to keep trying harder next time. I loved the interaction with me and Seamus. It was super fun. I really liked Jim's combat scene to start us off as well. And, you know, it's really nice because I don't get to see Little Cup of Joe that much in your different role-playing. And I was kind of curious, like, how you would switch between characters because I got to see you play Lucy in the Long March. And, like, the dramatic shift just makes me have so much respect and love for you as a role player. You can literally role play anything. I love you to pieces. Will, you blew me away with your creepy fucking stories as well. That was nuts. But I'm Laura Lanya. I am Maitia Zimmer on Twitter. I have a whole bunch of Discords and other things, and if you want to learn more about that, just click on my name, hit my webpage. Sorry about the fluctuations in the Irish accent today. I'm still working on it with the teeth. I'm super happy that my freaking contacts worked out and my body didn't reject them because they're sweet looking on camera. And I swear I was not copying Jasper from LA by Night. I didn't know that he was going to have white contacts. I bought them before that show premiered. Feels bad, man. Not that Jasper isn't worth emulating. I just don't want anyone to be like, oh, Laura Landy, I copied Jasper. I'm like, no. But if you guys stick around the next 5 minutes, I'll be here. Yeah, all the whole night, everybody. No, just wait till you get on YouTube. You're like, wow, she ripped them off.
That's true. We love you if you're watching on YouTube. I don't know why you're still watching on YouTube, but congrats. I appreciate it. Little Cup of Joe, fantastic job tonight as the one and only Jim. How was that?
I was creeped out for like the first third. Everybody's role playing is insane. This is great, and I had a lot of fun. I will learn how to play this game. Come hell or high water. You can find me on Twitter at Little Cup of Joe, and you can also now find me starting this Thursday. I am running a Ryutama campaign over on Scraticus's channel at 10 p.m. Eastern, and you can find me every single week on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on Anaris' Twitch channel, playing either Dungeon World or Ryutama. The Ryutama game, I'm there with Lindy, and it is soul-filling and adorable and delightful, and the opposite of this.
I don't know, this is heartwarming in its own way. We've got a beautiful brother-sister relationship going.
Oh, it's the sweetest.
It's just super
Charming fairy
sweet.
tales that don't creep me out at all. I love them.
This, my favorite bit about this was that this was just our average like weekend. Like this wasn't anything weird for us. It's just normal.
Like Ichabod
amazing.
terrifies me, but I love him to death. I just want to give him like a little hug.
He doesn't hurt anyone. It's sweet. Oh man. Great job, Jess. And last but not least, Josh. How was that?
I'm already sort of formulating relationships and just loving how things are developing. Dari, my wonderful sister, my everything, my partner, as I travel through this misguided world. Jim, my confused and soon-to-be faithful member of the flock. Ichabod, my curious, interesting, strange, twisted fool who will one day be of great help or great hindrance to me, I'm sure. And lastly, Ananias, who holds quite a great deal of sway and is infuriatingly out my sphere of influence and just there, not directly malleable.
Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Big energy.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to like developing things as the weeks roll on by and meeting everyone and getting to know everyone, and yeah, it was fun. Again, apologies for my Irish accent swaying randomly as I got into character there, but it was nice. It was good to vent. Unfortunately, I'd be staying with you guys. I'd be with you for the next 3 hours or so over on Cobalt Press's amazing World Tree Burns. Unfortunately, I have a flight to catch tomorrow, so I am going to have to adieu and say, at the best of times, have an absolute blast. They're amazing guys. If you haven't checked it out, you should 100% check it out on YouTube. And if you're not up to date, and if you're up to date, then stick around and watch the cast and crew cause calamity and chaos in the aftermath of one of the most Glaz-based fights of all time. Don't understand what that means. That means you're not up to date, and you should check that out on YouTube.
Fantastic stuff. We're going to head into our next show and give away a set of beautiful dice from Tabletop Loot. Again, thank you guys for watching tonight's show. We'll catch you next week, 5 p.m. Eastern, here on twitch.tv/Encounter Roleplay for more Carnival of Blood each and every week. We hope to see you guys there. But until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many now-ons. We want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye!
Nice, get down there.
Don't have sex with your brother. Bye!